This is Backdoor Boink, where we welcome every side of everyone. Please note, this is an 18-plus podcast. It's time to put in some earbuds if you don't want to answer awkward questions from your children, family, or friends. I'm Kayla, a certified relationship and intimacy coach.
And I'm MJ, and I brought the lube.
In this podcast, we explore the behind the scenes of a weekly wellness topic. Our goal is to help you feel good, be naughty. Thank you for checking out our After Dark, After Hours podcast. You can find more information, including our YouTube channel, social media accounts, events, Discord, and products at boinked.com. That's www.boink-ed.com. Now, let's get in that back door. We are winging it, dude. It's a new system. What do you want?
I already don't like it.
I'm sorry. Oh, shall we go back to this conversation we had on the podcast about change?
No, we don't have to. I think we covered that. I'm in a separate room now because of this crap system.
We will figure the system out, okay? We will get you back in the same room because I know that this is our us time. Okay? But for now, because we really do have to get a podcast out, for now, we will have to make do.
Fine.
Well, thanks for getting on the struggle bus with me today.
Oh, I've been on the struggle bus all week.
What are we talking about? What's it?
A song comes to mind.
Song?
Take My Breath Away.
Oh, sing.
No.
Please sing.
No.
Oh my gosh. Be so funny though.
No.
Take my breath up. Nope. Okay.
Don't.
Yes, we're going to do breath play tonight. That sounds like a great topic.
Breath or breast?
Honk honk. Awooga. No, breath. Like, choke me daddy. It actually came up recently in conversation with someone. This is normally how I am inspired to do certain topics. So we need to talk about it. What is breath play to you?
Breath play. Like you said, there's choking, there's the feeling of asphyxiation, if that's what you're going for.
I think
breath control, hold your breath, don't hold your breath. There's several ways you can go about it. I guess it just depends on what is your ultimate goal.
That's a really good point.
Other than to breathe when you're done.
Ideally. I think we've all heard the term on every bad, like, crime scene investigation show about autoerotic asphyxiation. I feel like there's always a dead body in every show when autoerotic asphyxiation goes bad.
Always. And they're always handcuffed to the bed alone when somebody walks in, the maid, the neighbor, somebody.
Every time. Every dang time. Yep.
Housekeeping.
Oh no. So, to be clear, breath play is considered in the realm of edge play.
I would hope so.
It absolutely is. Edge play is not sharp things, knives and pokies. It is
edging?
No, edging would not be considered edge play, believe it or not. Let's not confuse our poor, dear, sweet vanilla listeners, okay? What is edge play?
Anything that involves any sort of risk. That's edge play.
I mean, BDSM in general
is edge play.
Is risky to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say things that involve the risk of serious bodily injury and or death. It's my understanding. Are you Googling?
You're the one that told me to use my computer.
Should not have given you access to technology during podcast time.
Edge play is a BDSM term for sexual or mentally manipulative activities that may change the conventional safe, sane, and consensual SSC scheme Edge play can involve any sexual activity that involves the risk of physical harm, such as blood play or asphyxiation.
There you go. Therein lies the distinction. It takes the safe, generally, possibly, out of the particular act. So, yes, breath play, rope, blood play, these sort of things can lead to serious, lasting injury and or death. So, breath play definitely falls into that category. So with all the risk involved, why do people do it? Like, would you consider yourself a breath playa? Are you a breath playa?
I guess it depends on what side of breath play we're talking. Top.
Oh, as a top, you like breath play.
Mhm.
The bottom?
I would assume not, but
Assume not, but you haven't had the opportunity? Is that what you're
to
saying?
fully explore it.
Okay. Make mental note.
Switch
Uh,
problems, you know.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta get more switchy. All right. Switchy bitchy. Okay, so you have limited experience as the bottom, as the person receiving, well, lacking breath. So in general, do you know why people participate in this play, or do you wanna speak to it from a top aspect? Why people participate in breath play?
For the rush, for the high,
Okay.
for the control as the top.
Ooh, that extreme form of power play.
Mhm.
Let's take something as involuntary and necessary as breathing and take control over that.
Mhm. Take it away.
Pretty that I mean, as far as domination goes, that's up there. Do you feel like you're holding a life in your hand? I'm just putting that out there. Just curious.
The way we play, no. We don't go to those extremes.
Cool. Very true. So, from a bottom perspective, there's a lot of reasons that people can be into breath play. Definitely that turning over control and it being one of the ultimate forms of trust. I have to trust that you are not going to, choke me until I pass out, for example. Gonna trust that you are going to pay attention to safe signals. So the stop signals and all of that. But apparently, there's a chemical reason for all the shit that we do, all the crazy
Mhm.
BDSM things that we do. So the body has a natural response to a lack of air. All right. It releases adrenaline and hormones and endorphins. And it's like, hey, we are on high alert. We are on high sensitivity. Everything is just wow.
There's your
All the
high.
there's your high. There's your brain kicking into overdrive.
Mhm.
And you're not focusing on anything else other than that moment. That's huge for a lot of us. Overworked A-type, ADHD, you know, individuals nowadays contributes to a heightened heightened sexual experience. What is your favorite form of breath play? Oh, the evil chuckle ensues.
I can't say that I really have one,
Feels?
for real. It depends on my mood that day.
You are a moody bitch.
Mhm.
Okay. So if we were to go, knock off and say F you to this episode, what kind of mood would you be in right now?
Haven't a clue.
A clue. Not until you're deep in it.
Mhm.
But ha. Oh, hold on. The new system, ready? Can do
Mm.
this. Could you hear that?
Nope.
Oh, it's a little okay.
Like I said, it's a crap system.
Okay. All right. All right. Fine. 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 Well, you mentioned that there are a multitude of
Mhm.
ways to participate in breast play. So
There are.
name your top favorite 3.
Well, there's choking,
Mm,
which is a lot of people's preferred go-to, it seems, when you talk to them, for multiple
yes.
reasons.
So we'll have to circle back because choking has its own special education around it. All right, so
Yeah.
choking.
You can do the thumb and forefinger over the nose, pinch the nose while you use the palm to close the mouth.
Got it. Yep. I have a nose ring, so that's a little rough, but
Yeah.
ugh, now I feel like I have a runny
Um,
nose.
some people like the bag.
Oh, that's scary to me. That's scary to
Well,
me. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
what are you thinking? Are you thinking the standard shopping bag that you've
I
seen pictures of? Okay.
I
I'm
I
talking
am.
I'm talking the mask with like the rebreather. The bag that fills up,
Oh.
or some people will use like a gas mask with a tube on it and they'll just come by and plug the bottom of the tube.
Whoa. Okay. So those would be your top 3?
No,
I asked for your top 3.
I only have 2.
Oh,
We
okay.
don't
All right.
You won't let me play with plastic bags
No.
because children should not play with plastic bags.
My grandmother scarred me, okay? I was like maybe 2 or 3
Oh,
and
what
I
kid
thought
doesn't walk around putting a plastic bag over their head? That's why they put holes in the bottoms now so all your shit falls out.
oh, is that what that's for? I
Yeah.
thought we just shopped at really cheap places where the
No,
bags just had
no.
okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. No, yeah, I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I thought I was gonna use one as a parachute off the stairs, and then, like, I was running around with it, and she freaked out. I was like, "Don't put that on your head, you'll suffocate and die." So
I've
it's
met your
amazing.
grandmother.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Enough said.
amazing that I'll even participate in breath play after, that scarred, like, freak out fest. So you said you only have 2. You had
Mhm.
choking and the nose holding and hand over the mouth.
Yeah, but since your nose ring,
Right. I actually think you have a 3rd,
maybe,
and it's more a form of breath control slash breath play.
maybe.
Do you wanna elaborate on how you do that thing where you put your mouth over my mouth? Because that is otherworldly to me. I don't have I tried to do it back to you? I don't think so.
No.
I want to. Alright, so
So
what is that thing you do?
something I found years ago, researching as we do, um, way back in the beginning of the internet days, and it was called buddy breathing.
Buddy?
Buddy
Oh,
breathing.
for some reason, I heard bloody breathing the
No,
first time, and I
buddy.
was like, "No, okay." Buddy breathing. Okay.
Mhm. So what about it? I
Describe how
bre
you do it.
I put my mouth over your mouth,
Mhm.
and when I inhale, it actually draws through your nose. When I exhale, it goes out through your nose, and vice versa.
See, it does not feel like it comes through my nose. Like, I don't feel like you're getting fresh air through my nose. When you put your mouth over mine and you take a deep breath, I feel like it comes all out of my lungs.
It might do that as well.
Maybe it's because I don't have my nose, like, maybe, like, I'm blocking that or something? I don't know, but it just feels like it empties my whole chest, and it feels like you're sucking my soul out of my body. It is one of the coolest feelings ever.
And
Now
then
is it Go ahead.
there's that fourth option.
I knew you were going there. Oh my gosh, alright. Yes, that is an option to, stuff your member down somebody's throat for long enough. Yep, you could absolutely consider that breath play.
Yep.
Now, for this buddy breathing thing,
Mhm.
do you know offhand if it is dangerous in the form of, like, if you breathe too hard into somebody's face hole, if that can damage their lungs or if you draw air too hard?
I would say yes, it could. I'm doing some
And you
quick reading.
Okay.
So it is technically a diving technique.
I kind of assumed that when you said buddy breathing.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody's stuck underwater and you go up and you take a big breath of air and you go down, you can, like, essentially feed someone air.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that's where it
Um,
comes from.
I would say yes, if you're too hard or too fast, you could cause damage.
Okay. So definitely something to try in baby steps or
Baby
stages.
steps and slowly. Yep.
It is very cool. The first time I almost just said this, and I'm gonna say it. The first time you did it, it took my breath away.
You better push that little button. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
pushed the button.
Okay.
Uh, that was so cheesy, but it is
Mhm.
really, really, really
Well,
cool.
that's kind of the idea.
I mean, a lot of what we explore is new experiences, right? And that's still
Right.
something that I would say that we haven't done frequently. So it's still
No.
very new. It's still very exciting anytime we do it. I know exactly what's going to happen when we're done this podcast now. Um,
Yeah, I'm going to
so
bed.
that's true. That's true. I'll come and try and steal your breath away
Yeah, you can
while
do
you're
that.
trying to sleep. So, yes, covering the mouth, pinching the nose. You mentioned bags.
Mhm.
One of those things that people use that is a very underrated kitchen, not appliance, but a kitchen tool,
Utensil?
kitchen utensil of
Which
sorts.
which cabinet or drawer?
For most people, probably a drawer,
Okay.
is the plastic wrap.
And we go back to the plastic shopping bag.
Plastic shopping bag, you can use plastic wrap.
Mhm.
We need to do a whole series, or episode on mummification.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh my gosh, is it ever. Um, then you mentioned gas masks with the
Mhm.
tube where you're blocking the end of the tube. And usually you can do something similar with like a hood, like a latex hood that has a tube
Yep.
attached. Rebreathers, you mentioned that. Is that what they use in diving as well? I thought rebreathers was a diving tool.
Not that style, like a gas mask. Oh, it's
Oh, you're talking like the medical things that has the big squeezy on the end?
kind of that
Okay.
it's like a gas mask with that sort of a bag on the bottom of it.
Oh,
It's
kinda looks
usually
like the things
latex.
that kinda like the things that fall out on, airplane things. Big bag and
I'll say sure because 'cause I've
okay,
never been
maybe
on an airplane that's had that happen.
okay, fair. Ooh, compression on the chest. That's not something
Mhm.
we've explored, but putting someone or putting oneself in a really, really tight corset and
Yeah, you could
limiting
use
that breathing capacity.
well, you've seen in movies torture scenes, the board on the chest with the cinder blocks or the bricks. Similar idea.
Yeah, that's
Similar idea,
true.
slowly compressing and taking away. Again, you can cause damage, broken ribs. Be careful.
Yeah, that sounds particularly dangerous. I mean, corseting in general, um, as a form
Oh,
of breath play.
come on, women did that for years.
Yeah, and they fainted and passed out all the fucking time. I mean, their bazooms looked amazing in at least in every, film that I've watched that
I
tries to
I'm more
recreate.
I'm more of an ass guy, so the waistline, the hips looked awesome.
That's true, the little cinched waist and the
Mhm.
corsets. That eventually, like, rearranges organs, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay,
Yeah,
a lot of
anyway.
it.
The things that are done in the namesake of air quotes beauty.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got the buddy breathing.
Mhm.
We've got a lot of ways to force this breath play. Let's talk about choking. I feel like spanking is the gateway to BDSM, and choking is not a far jump from there.
No. No. Doing it appropriately might be.
And that's where this whole episode came from, was a talk about appropriate, safe choking. Do you know what the go-to phrase is when we're talking about safe choking?
No.
Do you? No.
No.
Okay, just leave me hanging there, thanks.
I was thinking. I'm sorry.
It is C. C, not V. C, not V. C for consent. Consent is sexy. C, not V. Do you know why that is?
No, because I'm not looking at you, so I don't see what
What
you're
are you
doing.
Googling? I need to take your computer away.
Mhm.
What are you Googling?
Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh. C, not V. So the concept is that by holding your hand in a V and
Mhm.
catching somebody's neck, all right, and you're putting pressure on that soft little pad between your thumb and your forefinger, that can damage the trachea. That can damage the actual airway to a degree that even once you let go, somebody may not be able to take a breath. That part of the neck, the
Are
throat, very, very sensitive.
are you telling me this because I need to know this, or are you telling everybody else because I don't
You know
it's
this.
it's the way you're talking.
I'm telling everybody else. You know this. When we do this, you don't use the V, okay? So the
Oh, I
C,
use the V.
oh my gosh. I'm
I
hitting the
use the
button
lower
again.
V, though. Yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm. That's in there now. Wow. So the C is important because it's going to leave room in front at the very front of the throat for that trachea, and you can squeeze on either side. What you're actually doing in this is you are limiting some of the airway. So it is
Mhm.
breath play, but you're also restricting some of the blood flow to the brain, to the face, to the head, all the important stuff. And that's where people start to experience that euphoric sense. You're getting that breath play with the adrenaline, but you're losing some of that blood flow. It's That's the high area. That's the sweet spot when it comes to choking.
Just before that fight or flight.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. So very, very important. C for consent. Consent is sexy, not V. You do not want to collapse someone's trachea so that way when you pull your hand away, they're still like a fish. No. Mm-mm. Not hot.
No.
C, not V. Um,
It's hot to dress up like somebody in a uniform. Great. It's not really hot to have them show up.
oh yeah, you're talking
Mhm.
like the 5-0,
Yeah.
the whoop
Or
whoop.
w yeah.
Or a nurse or like doctors. Yeah, all of that is hot
Role play's
in
fun.
role play. Exactly, but you don't need real people in uniforms rushing to your scene, air quotes, because you done fucked up. That's a bad day for everyone. And as for the autoerotic asphyxiation, what does autoerotic mean?
You're doing it to yourself, essentially.
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what autoerotic means. It's a sexual act performed solo, and asphyxiation obviously being the breath play. That is super fucking dangerous. I mean, a lot of BDSM, when I have my shibari and my rope classes, one of the safety rules is don't do it alone, because if something goes wrong, there's no
Yeah.
one there to help. I mean, I get masturbation. I encourage masturbation. But if you have to go to the point of strangling yourself for an orgasm, you need to see someone. You need to see a relationship coach, a sex therapist. I mean, it shouldn't be necessary to have, especially when you're how much risk you're putting yourself at. So what are the other risks involved with breath play? I mean, obviously, you're limiting someone who's breathing. There is a risk of, X's on the eyes,
Mhm.
end game, all done, finished. What other risks are there?
Well, there's that lasting damage.
Death or
Well,
oh,
that's
you meant the trachea, like, if you're
yeah,
doing that wrong. Yep.
yep. There's
Absolutely
that.
lasting
I
damage to
mean,
the
you
trachea.
could unalive someone.
Unalive. I like
Mhm.
that term a lot better. Thank you for that. I needed that. We don't wanna unalive people. It's
No,
not no, not the goal.
no.
There is the risk of brain damage, even when done right.
Well,
What is that? Well, what?
it depends who you ask. I mean, we're already partaking in BDSM. Some people say we're already damaged.
No, 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 hold on. So BDSM was removed from the, medical book. Oh, let's see, it was fairly recently. Uh, in 2013, it was removed, from the mental disorder
Okay, so
diagnostic
that
book.
2013, the year we got married, 10 years ago.
Yeah! Oh, man, that's it? 2013. Wow. So, up until, the time we got married, we were considered,
Oh, we are still considered mental, but for
oh,
other
yeah,
reasons.
I've got different diagnoses now. Yeah, completely different, both of us. So, yes, I mean, no, I'm talking about the brain damage that comes from a lack of oxygen or, the blood flow restriction that we were talking about,
Mhm.
restricting blood flow to the brain. When the brain is starved of either of those things, yes, brain cells do tend to, like, "Me," and kinda wither.
Yeah, and once it's gone, it's gone.
To the best of my knowledge, I am not a neuroscientist, by any means, but that's my understanding as well. I don't know that those regrow. They say the brain is like a muscle, but it doesn't seem like it's something that I would do, breath play on a daily basis,
No. No.
just be just because, um, there is the risk of cardiac arrest,
Again, we go back to the unaliving someone.
unaliving someone, but not
Mhm.
just due to a suffocation issue. This
Mhm.
is separate in that, the damage to the brain from the lack of oxygen then results into a heart attack. Bad signals to the heart, cardiac arrest, it stops. No bueno. So, there's an estimated, like, between 250 to 1,000 deaths a year related to breath play or asphyxiation. I mean, that's not I mean, that's a big difference in numbers, but either way, not a small amount. So again, I say edge play.
Mhm.
Hardcore.
Now, let's clear something up. You said cardiac arrest and heart attack.
Aren't those the same thing?
No.
Oh, do tell.
Heart attack is caused by usually a blocked artery. Cardiac arrest would be an irregular heartbeat or suddenly stops beating.
Aha. Okay, no, thank you for clarifying. I thought a heart attack was
A heart attack can lead to cardiac arrest.
okay. I thought a heart attack was another word for, like, the heart beating irregularly. It's like blah 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 blah. I did not realize it was specific to a clogged artery, which makes a lot of sense.
Clogged or blocked. I was questioning that through all my training. I'm like, something's not, it's not sounding right. And I wanted to verify that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so specifically then, yes, cardiac arrest.
Mhm.
Unless somehow your extracurricular activities dislodge a clot that happens to get to the heart. But I guess that's regardless of whether you're doing breath play or not. So, whatever. So what are some safer ways to practice breath play?
Well, assuming that your partner is unable to use their safe word, um,
Well, That's a really good point. Hold up. You can't. If we're doing breast play, I can't call red. You've got your hand over my mouth and your
Mhm.
thumb and finger over my nose. How are we signaling what's our red light equivalent?
You're gonna have to find a gesture.
Okay. What do you suggest?
Give them something to hold on to. Give them tennis ball, a belt, something handy. When they're ready, just drop it.
Mm,
If
I definitely recommend something like the belt because when that hits the floor,
it makes a sound.
it makes a sound. We do see in some circles where they're like, "Hold a scarf," or "Hold a
Mhm.
sash," and when you drop, that's red. And there's
I'm paying
definitely
attention to you.
Mm,
That's in my peripheral. I'm not always
right.
gonna see it. I am gonna hear that belt hit that floor.
Yes, absolutely. You're gonna hear
Or
that
that book.
clatter. Yep, absolutely. Fucking little cat toy bell, something
Mhm.
that's gonna make some noise,
Mhm.
because it's very when we're talking this level of edge play, it's very important. In many cases, something like a double tap,
Yep.
like tap out, tap on someone's body, and tap hard. All right. Make sure that's not something that's going to get overlooked. If you're using that signal, there's a damn good fucking reason for it. Tap hard. Make it a pinch. Make it a fucking purple nurple on the thigh or something. Whatever you've got to do. Very important to make sure that these signals are clear. So I'm sorry. What are some safer options now that we've discussed the ever important,
I
safe
forgot the
signals?
question.
What are some safer options for breath play?
Don't do it.
You sound like a high school sex ed teacher. Just don't fucking do it. I mean, yeah, that's an option.
Don't have sex and you won't get pregnant. You won't get STIs. Just abstain.
Okay, well,
Bueller.
now I'm gonna sound like a teacher. "Hey, sweetheart, the answers are on your outline.
I
Please refer to the last sentence."
I
Since
would, but I don't have any place to put it.
Oh, okay. Let's discuss now that you have the paper in front of your
Mhm.
face, let's discuss those safer
Oh,
alternatives.
the holding the hands over the mouth, but not the nose.
That's a good one. You get that feeling of capture,
Mhm.
you get that feeling of trust, but at the last second, if you need to, you can take a breath through your nose.
Mhm.
That's safe. I
The
Go ahead.
I was gonna say you have the mental aspect, you have the mental bondage. Don't move, don't breathe. Sit in that corner and don't move.
Uh-huh.
Same thing, don't breathe. Hold your breath.
See, and I love this for anybody out there who has a relationship where they have a dom and a very, obedient submissive.
Oh, you're a fucking brat. You'll just sit there and hyperventilate.
I would which actually is a form of breath play. Hyperventilating will create those same endorphins and everything, but yeah, I would be doing it just to be an asshole. Wait, I think that was Lamaze. Did I just Lamaze?
Yeah.
Hyperventilating or limiting breath is a form of play, but, um, tantric breathing is also a safer form as well. And since you've studied some Reiki, Tantra related stuff,
Hey,
how would you
I got my certificates.
Yeah, you're a Reiki master. And when you're ready, I will put those services up on the website, but you haven't given me the green light to do that yet.
When do we have time?
That's why you have a schedule. You know what? There's a system built in anyway. Oh my gosh. Describe tantric breathing to me. What does that entail?
There's a couple different ways you can do it. And the way that was described to me was one partner's sitting on their knees, kind of kneeling or sitting, uh, PC,
Lotus?
lotus style. Thank you.
Crisscross applesauce.
That's yeah, that one. And the other partner sits on their lap, and they're together, and they would, to begin, their hands together,
Their hands palm to
palm to
palm,
palm,
not their own palms, but each other's
right,
palms.
palm to
Okay.
palm, and you learn to breathe together. One breathes in, hands go up, and then when you breathe out, the hands go down, and you're just forehead to forehead, breathing together.
Lining up those
Hmm.
chakras in the body, specifically
Yep.
that third eye, and sitting in a way
You're
where
lining up
everything's
your
lined up.
chakras with theirs, and it just becomes a whole experience. Not
Now,
necessarily kinky BDSM, but it's still a form of intimate breath play.
ooh, I like
If
that.
if
Intimate
that's
breath play as opposed to dominant or power, dynamic breath play.
yes.
Ooh.
Well,
Oh, you got all soft and sweet there. Reiki master. You just like that it has master in the title?
no, not really.
No.
No.
No, you prefer daddy.
Hmm.
Got a little smirk there. So I do want some clarification on the breathing.
Mhm.
Are the participants breathing in at the same time, or is one breathing in while the other breathes out?
Ultimately, the goal is to breathe together, in and
In
out.
together, out together. Okay. All right. So timing it and getting that tandem.
You're syncing yourselves together.
Yeah, I like that. It is a form of breath play. It is
Mhm.
a form of controlling, at least in this way together,
Yep.
breathing, and that's far flippin' safer than some of these things.
Then the
Oh,
plastic
also,
bag.
than the plastic bag or trusting with somebody's, member down which, yes, queening, this whole sit on the face thing
Mhm.
also can be
Form of
used as
breath
breath
play.
play. Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna make you
If
eat
I
it.
die, I die.
The number of times I have seen that come up as a meme. I mean,
Mhm.
as far as ways to go, it's,
There's a hell of a lot worse.
there is. There absolutely is. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being, "Eh," and 10 being, "Yes, I like it." Where do you put breath play on your BDSM scale?
Top or bottom.
Top.
7, 8.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's awesome. I would say as a
Because
bottom. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
it's not something we do every time.
Yep.
It's a mind thing. It's also a mind fuck.
Oh, yeah.
And we know I like the mind fucks.
It's a bit of a power trip for you, I
Mhm.
imagine, and definitely a mind fuck, especially coming from a place as a brat where there are certain times that I can do things to instigate or whatever. That is a serious total control moment
Mhm.
of my control is completely gone. Um, Lots of trust. So for me, I would put that somewhere in the realm of like 8 or 9 even. Um, because it's one of those things that makes me completely turn everything over.
Yeah. Yeah, for you, it's definitely an attention getter. It's, "Oh, I'm here, I'm present. What do you want?"
Yes, exactly. I am in this moment now. There is nothing else on my mind. Where's this going? This is getting hot. I am all
Mhm.
in. Uh, it's a great attention getter. So I will wrap this up saying, yeah, it's edge play is particularly dangerous, but choking is definitely a thing that people ask for. So One last reminder, C, not V. What about you? Any last remarks on this topic?
If you're unsure, do your homework. Talk to people with experience. Go slow.
Ooh.
And watch out for those signs. The belt, the safe word, keep an eye on them.
Yep. Absolutely. Those belts, those safe signals that are going to create noise. That's a great takeaway if nothing else from this. C, not V, and jangly bits.
And if you can't have that, what do we call it? That come to Jesus talk,
Oh,
then you're not ready for it.
yep. I think this is pretty true for anything that we list as an edge play topic. If you can't have the conversation regarding what happens if shit goes sideways, then you shouldn't be participating in that activity with that person. By the way, if shit goes sideways, I'm gonna hide your body. So there's that. Why?
You don't have to.
I'm gonna I don't know, skeletons in the closet kind of thing.
Taxidermy.
Yeah, there you go.
Prop me up next to Felicia.
Oh my gosh, that mannequin is gonna haunt this house forever. All right. Not the freaky doll. No. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's get a naughty limerick. Are you ready?
No, I don't have any naughty limericks.
You were looking them up before we came down.
Yeah, and then I got sidetracked with this.
Okay.
There was a young man from Toledo who had an amazing libido. At a girl he would look, and that's all it took. He'd turn into a human torpedo.
You know, in most circles, we call that premature ejaculation.
Well,
that poor man.
I didn't write it.
Well, I do have to say, I'm particularly impressed that the author did not choose to rhyme Toledo with Speedo, because I thought that's where that was going.
Yeah.
Just make a mental note.
There's not much that rhymes with Toledo, is there?
No, but libido was pretty good. I didn't see that coming. Ha. Coming?
Yeah.
All right. Well done. You should write down Toledo and Speedo so when you have to resort to writing these on your own, you've got that in your back
mails
pocket.
them to me? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Somebody submit some comments, submit some ideas for future limericks. Hey, we will totally feature any of these limericks. I don't care how obscure they are. We will feature them. It'll be fun. It'll be hilarious, if nothing else.
Yourself.
Oh my God. There's got to be some poets out there. Please drop some comments, leave us some reviews. They are the lifeblood of what keeps us going with this crazy, silly podcast. Ideally, we hope you learn something.
Spam.
Oh my gosh, the amount of spam that we're getting for like big companies like, hey, we can boost your podcast. Pay us money and we'll boost it. No, word of mouth. Leave us some reviews. Tell a friend. That's the way we want to do this. We want to know we're getting there on our own merit. So thanks for putting up with us. Time to say goodnight, hon.
Good night, hon.
Thank you all for listening. As always, we appreciate you. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, stay you, stay beautiful, feel good, be naughty. Good night. Thanks again for listening to this podcast. I started Boink in 2022 with the goal to create a safe environment and culture for all genders and sexual orientations, to learn about and embrace every part of themselves and one another. We offer workshops, events, and various inclusive products, along with consultations to make sure we take a holistic approach to enhancing individuals' sexual satisfaction with themselves or their partners. I believe that when you accept yourself and your partner on the most intimate of levels, it filters out into your daily life. The World Health Organization recognizes this, saying sexual health is fundamental to the overall health and well-being of individuals, couples, and families, and to the social and economic development of communities and countries. So as long as you'll have us, Boink will be here. Kink affirming, gender blurring, sex fulfilling. And you can find any of our details at www.boink-ed.com.
Breath or breast?
Hong Kong, awooga.